In 1966, the Chevrolet Electrovan was the world's first fuel cell vehicle. The Electrovan had a range of close to 200 kilometers and a top speed of 112 kilometers per hour. 60 years later, hydrogen vehicle sales are still way too low. In today's consumer market, battery electric vehicles' market share exceeds 20%, but less than 100,000 fuel cell hydrogen vehicles have been ever sold. What is the problem with hydrogen mobility? Why do some car makers still invest in this technology after decades without any commercial success? The fuel cell technology itself isn't the problem. Over the past few decades, automakers have developed numerous hydrogen-powered cars, proving that the technology works and works well. The Honda FCX Clarity, which began leasing in 2008, was the world's first fuel cell vehicle designed for mass production. The Clarity was more like an experiment for Honda. The company ultimately realized that fuel cell technology is more suitable for larger vehicles, such as SUVs. The Clarity fuel cell was discontinued in 2021, mainly because of low demand and high production costs. The Mercedes-Benz GLCF cell was the world's first production vehicle to combine innovative fuel cell and battery technology in the form of a plug-in hybrid. Unfortunately, production was ended. Daimler Research boss said, "Fuel cells works great. It's just a cost issue, and it's all about scaling. We need volume." Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, but its production, transport, and storage are still very expensive. Despite these challenges, two Asian car makers have never stopped investing in hydrogen fuel cell passenger cars. One of them is Hyundai. The Hyundai iX35 FC EV was launched in 2013. It was built on an existing internal combustion engine platform. The high-pressure carbon fiber hydrogen tanks allowed a range of nearly 600 kilometers and a refueling time of under 5 minutes. The lessons learned helped design its successor, the Hyundai Nexo, which features a fuel cell stack that is 20% lighter, 30% more power dense, and offers 40% more range than the iX35 ever could. Now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. No other car manufacturer has put as much effort into developing passenger hydrogen cars as Toyota. This is the Mirai, a hydrogen-only sedan from the Japanese automaker. Retail sales in the US began in 2015 at a price of $57,500 before any government incentives. 1 year later, the Mirai was also available for sale in the UK, Denmark, Germany, Belgium, and Norway. The hydrogen fuel cell vehicle was never a strong seller, but Toyota never discontinued the Mirai. Surprisingly, they even released a second generation in 2020. For more than a decade following the launch of the Mirai, Toyota has faced challenges largely outside its control, centered on California's hydrogen refueling infrastructure, where the vast majority of Mirai vehicles have been sold. Instead of expanding, the retail hydrogen network collapsed. Major suppliers, including Shell, permanently shut down their retail hydrogen stations, while the remaining stations frequently experienced fuel shortages and supply disruptions. Hydrogen fuel prices also skyrocketed. Although Toyota offered $15,000 in complimentary hydrogen fuel credits with every purchase, the soaring cost of hydrogen meant those credits were exhausted in just a fraction of the promised time frame. As a result, a group of dissatisfied Mirai owners filed a lawsuit against Toyota, accusing the automaker of making false promises. According to the plaintiffs, dealerships marketed the Mirai as a seamless replacement for a gasoline-powered car, assuring buyers that hydrogen refueling stations were both widely available and rapidly expanding. In general, consumers aren't buying hydrogen cars because of the lack of hydrogen infrastructure, and hydrogen refueling stations, which cost millions to build, aren't being built in sufficient numbers because there aren't enough hydrogen cars on the road. It's a classic chicken and egg problem. Hydrogen may not be competitive enough for passenger cars today, but its high energy density and fast refueling make it well suited to certain industrial and commercial applications. We'll explore those in later videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching.